Okay, folks, so much water has gone under the bridge, and I've been very busy this day, and I just got some few minutes to talk about what happened in Ashaiman yesterday. Now, we know that a young soldier was killed in the area, in a suburb of Ashaiman called Taifa. And so, according to reports, this young soldier who sought leave to visit his mom, had a girlfriend in the hood. And he went there to see the girl. And he was there up until midnight. And when he was leaving, a rival organized a gang that attacked him, and that led to his death. There are also conflicting reports that there were simple thieves who saw him passing and wanted his laptop. But if that's the case, the laptop was never picked when the young man was murdered. His things were left there, and nobody touched him. Now, his mother has also refuted the claim that he went there to see a girlfriend. And she's confident that the young man, who's just 21 years old, was a virgin and had no girlfriend. Be that as it may, what is important is what happened in the area. We are no strangers to the fact that earlier on, Major Mahama, of blessed memory, was killed in Danjira Oboise under gruesome conditions, even though he had a weapon on him. Now, I have made some comments that some of my brothers think that I shouldn't be making them. What are these comments? That I kind of understand why the military did what they did. That I somehow support them going in to fish out hardened criminals in the hood, because we know Ashaiman is a safe haven for all manner of crooks, drug dealers, armed robbers. You can think of all the scum of the earth and all the folks who do all the deadliest things. You can find them in Ashaiman. But there are also good people in Ashaiman. Make no mistake. And we cannot say that all the people in the hood were responsible for the death, unfortunate death of this young soldier. You know, be that as it may, initially when things were coming, people were divided in terms of whether the government was aware of this action taken by the military and whether this was an appropriate action the military should take to fish out culprits who did this to their colleague. Mind you, the police are in charge of investigating things like this that occur in the public. In fact, and so people on humanitarian grounds are angry that soldiers who are being paid by the taxpayers' money have gone into town to try to find out who did it to their colleague. You know, but let's also bear in mind that the soldiers are also humans and they do also pay taxes. You pay tax, they also pay. So in as much as we condemn military brutality on civilians, we have to also condemn civilians who do not respect men in uniform. How do people in Ashaiman look at this young man who is probably the breadwinner of his family? 21, that is a very young guy. And then you beat this guy to death. Even if he's chasing a girlfriend or even your wife, must that be the extent we should go? You see, that shouldn't be what we should be doing. You see, now it is bad that the military came into town supposedly to investigate the murder of a colleague. I have never heard the army being deployed in that way, officially, as the Deputy Defense Minister was explaining, he said that the army, they were deployed to fish out culprits who killed their colleague. Now, ordinarily, police should be doing this kind of jobs. But you can also see that our society is being militarized, as if we are still in the military regime. Every small thing, even now, billion vans are being guarded by soldiers. Bank billion vans are now guarded by soldiers for reliable information, instead of the police who are trained for such jobs. These ordinarily soldiers shouldn't be seen in town engaging in jobs that bring them close to civilians. These are people trained to kill and to defend the territorial borders of the country. But because of weaknesses in our security agencies, they've had to deploy them. Even then, it's unfortunate when somebody who elected to serve the nation wholeheartedly gets murdered under these circumstances. So that is why I was saying that, yes, the military going in was good, because it will send a message to other people who will want to take advantage and attack military men because Major Mahama was killed and the case is this and this and that in court. The widow and the child, they are suffering, and those who probably killed him are walking around. There's a possibility that those who actually killed the young soldier left Ashaiman that night. Crooks know. They know. When they do that, they know soldiers will come. So as soon as they commit such an act, they leave the area. And unfortunately, innocent people get beaten and molested by the soldiers. But now who calls them? If you are in a neighborhood and you have such people, can the community organize a watchdog and flush them out? Can people intervene and reward people murdered? You see? So when you put this together, you can understand why soldiers are angry, because it looks like we are taking them for granted. Don't get me wrong, we also know excesses where soldiers have also gone overboard and brutalized civilians. Recently, we heard of the case in Ejisu, and that case, even though there was video evidence of some brutality, nothing happened. They got away. Boko, Parliament had to call the defense minister to explain what happened there. There were reports of soldiers moving from door to door, engaging in guerrilla-style warfare with people holding weapons in Boko. And there were reports that 7 were killed. Nothing happened. We have the election 2020 case in Tajima, So we have such cases. And I think that all this is caused by the fact that we are allowing the soldiers to come to town too much. Let them remain in their barracks. Get the police to equip them. Thankfully, the police now have helicopters. They should have been there looking for those who murdered the guy. Because if you deploy soldiers, they are not peacekeepers. They are trained to do damage. What do you expect? You deploy them, is that their job to fish out people who murder people? So we have to hold the military high command, including the defense minister and the commander-in-chief responsible for this act. Because they sanction it. Otherwise, the whole ministry cannot say that, yes, it was sanctioned and the purpose was to flash at criminals. You see, we are calling for people to be fished out. The military high command has issued an apology to people who unfortunately fell victim to their brutality. But that's not enough. Somebody needs to answer for what happened. You know, what I saw a man bedridden, he couldn't move. Who takes care of his wife and kids? Government should also be considering paying some compensation to victims who have been molested, for some of whom have no knowledge of how the soldier died. You see? But we should not take the law into our own hands and lynch people. And let's treat our security men with respect, because they are there to protect us. The same soldier you killed, when there is a problem, they are the same people who will be deployed to protect you, because they go on joint duties with the police. So let's learn to respect the military men, and they will in turn reciprocate. They are not animals, but when you take the law out of your hands and you attack a soldier, and from the perspective of a soldier I spoke to, the attacks on their men are becoming too rampant, and they needed to send a message that if you attack any of them, they will come after you. You know, and like my people say, the monkeys that kill the cub of the tiger must be ready when the tiger, the pride, pays them an unannounced visit, because it will be brutal. So let's learn from this. We are expecting government and parliament to set up a committee to investigate the circumstances under which soldiers went to Ashaiman and did what they did. Those who have been treated unfairly and got injured and hospitalized, government ought to absorb their bills. At the same time, we are expecting the arrest of the real culprits who did this to the soldier. You know, until then, peace. Let's learn to live in peace. Let's respect men in uniform. And men in uniform should not take the law into their own hands. When things like this happen, use the appropriate channels. Get the cops to investigate and bring the culprits to book. Ghana has been very peaceful, and we do not want to see more of these acts go into the future. I have had my say. If you have any comment, leave it below, and then we can engage. I like constructive engagement and criticisms. You might disagree with me. Put your view down there, and then we can talk about it. Until then, my name is Evans. If you are new, kindly hit the subscribe button to follow, so that anytime I drop a video, you don't miss. Bye-bye.